Hey beauties, I'm Emily and welcome to Sequential Body. And with me today is my good friend Alexi, and we are going to be talking about the shoulder blades. So an interesting thing that I get in class all the time is, why do I always have upper neck pain that starts to radiate down towards my back? And the reality is oftentimes it has nothing to do with your actual shoulder heads. But we do have a very unhinged part of the body, and that unhinged part of the body is your shoulder blade itself. So you have two shoulder blades, technically called your scapulas, and the shoulder blades are not attached to anything else in the body. They literally float. They are the only floating bone in the body. 17 muscles attached to them, and in that connection they also then come up and attach around to the AC joint via the clavicle. Now the thing about the shoulder blades that's super interesting is that it gives your arm a lot of range of motion, and we want that. We want the scapula to be able to move, allowing for freedom in the shoulder head. But what happens oftentimes, which we're going to look at today, is that that shoulder blade will wing up, and when it wings up, it doesn't stabilize on the back the way we need it to, so we stop building strength in the areas that are appropriate. And what we start to do is overdevelop our upper traps. So we're going to talk about this. I'm going to have him turn to the side so you can see. The scapula itself are these two flat floating bones on the back, and they are responsible for the arm being able to go straight up overhead. They're responsible for the arm being able to go behind your back, and they're also extremely responsible for the arm to be able to go forward and around, which is where we get the serratus anterior. And this muscle over here is super important, and I want to dive into it. So your serratus anterior, which you can see really nicely on his body, is this prong-like muscle from the lateral part of the ribs. So here are his ribs, and it wraps around to the medial part or the inside of the shoulder blade itself. This muscle is known as your punching muscle or boxing muscle, and we use it to keep the shoulder blade pinned against the back of the ribs and holding there so that it doesn't lift up and wing, creating a use of the upper traps instead of creating a use through the back itself. So I'm going to have him take his arm forward for me, and I want you to see that the serratus anterior protracts or pulls the shoulder blade into a rounded action, and as it does, it pulls the arm forward. Keep it reaching forward for me like he was punching and throwing a punch. When he pulls back from the arm, it turns on and hugs the shoulder blade onto the back. So do that again a couple times. As it goes forward, we find the protract. As we pull back, we find it sitting on the back ribs. And that's what we want. We want a strong serratus anterior that helps the shoulder blade to flatten against the back of the spine. Do that one more time. My hand is holding his shoulder blade in place. Perfect. Then keep that, drop that hand down to the ground, and you'll notice he's not using upper trap for that. When he uses upper trap, the shoulder blade lifts. And this is what happens in class all the time. So I'm now going to have you look at him from the back. As he spins around, I want you to see his shoulder blades. And he's got great shoulder blades for this. So here's the shoulder blade sitting on the back. When a shoulder blade wings, what it means, go ahead, is that he squeezes and it lifts off the back ribs. Now, most people in class only hear the cue of squeeze your shoulder blades together. So if they're squeezing the shoulder blades together like that, look how much he uses his upper traps to dominate that action instead of using his punching muscle that I just showed you down here. So this is what we want to mitigate. This is what we want to take away in our students. Every single time that we're saying squeeze the shoulder blades together, oftentimes it's not actually what we want. What we want is for our student to drop the shoulder blade down, release the traps, and hug in from the lower part of the shoulder blade, creating this nice retraction through the spine. Now this is what we want through the shoulder blades, guys. Does that make sense? So arms are going to go forward. He's going to reach it all the way, and he's going to use that punching muscle. So here's that serratus anterior. I'm going to ask him to push forward and round his back, other way. Yes! And then I want him to pull back and feel those shoulder blades come onto his back. And keep doing that one at a time, so you can see the movement of the scapula on the back of the spine. That's going to help us to just understand how we're getting that motion of flattening them on the back. Next time his arms pull back, both, I'd like left and right, do both arms at the same time. So push them forward for me, round, and then pull back and pull down from here. Yes, there you go. Do that again. Press the arms forward for me. And then without using the traps, use more of the rib cage as you pull back from that serratus. Perfect. So now we're already fixing these things, and I'll show you a couple more exercises. Do it 2 more times so they can see. That ability to pull down and in like a V, like you're training your lats at the gym. 1 more time. Really nicely done. Now you can see his rhomboids come in place. There's the tone and recruitment to the rhomboids instead of just using his upper traps. Now this is important. As he reaches his arms up overhead, this is what we start to call back bends in the yoga practice. So as those arms flip, we get this winging up of the shoulder blade, but it's perfect because it allows us to get that shoulder blade pinned on the back, and that's what you need to do supportive back bends. The shoulder blade has to pin on the upper back. So from here, drop your arms for me and come into a closed chain position. So come onto hands and knees. As you come onto hands and knees, so it's a quadruped, I want you to think of these cues when you're cueing serratus anterior in class. So first off, turn your hands out just a bit for me. And you cannot leave the shoulder going forward in internal rotation. Squeeze first and wrap your triceps all the way in. Now, as he does that, do that a few more times. Open it, squeeze in, you'll see the serratus anterior come alive. 2 more times. So that's what we want. Next time he squeezes in, I'm going to have him lock that contraction, stay. Keep this. Now, drop the chest, squeeze my hand with your shoulder blades. Perfect. And press right back out. So that's a serratus push-up. And it's actually being well performed because, as you can see, he's not bending his elbows and breaking this line of strength, but he's pushing the earth away and now tapping into that serratus muscle. You can do a couple of these in class, and then you can start to load up the shoulder a little bit more if you're prepping them for vinyasa or back bends. So next time he presses away, pause, stay, walk your hands forward a tiny bit more for me. Keep that, shoulders over the wrist. There we go. Drop the shoulders back, and then drop the hips a little bit more if you can. Right there. Do it again. Wrap the outer arms. Keep that serratus turned on, do those push-ups again. So squeeze and retract, and then protract and push away. So now he's adding more load, making it a little bit more shoulder focused. Can you feel those? Mm-hmm. Just a couple of these really help your students to understand the musculature they need in order to really strengthen their back as well as their chest. Give me 2 more. And 1 more time. And then press it up for me. Keep that. So you keep the serratus turned on, tuck the toes, lift your knees, come into a plank. So as he comes into the plank, he can do the same thing. He can lower down and then push away. And it's a small range of motion. But as you can see, you're using so much of those muscles and they're fighting for their life. Give me 3 more. And 2. 1 more time, lower those knees, sit it back and take a child's pose. So these muscles oftentimes will fatigue really fast because, again, we tend to not focus enough on them in class. But the more attention we can bring to that area, the more we can take the pressure off the neck and shoulders, alleviating a ton of pain that your clients feel after they practice. Lie on your back. As he lies on his back, here's a great one for strengthening that you can do in Pilates. We're going to slide this right underneath your back. So come up just a bit and put it right there. Perfect. Now, hold with just your left hand. Your right arm can stay where it is. And as the arms go down, breathe. Think about punching that up to the sky. So as you punch up, there's that serratus again, and then lower down. So it's a big old punch. Do you feel that? So you're getting your lat You're getting all these muscles that, again, help the shoulder blade to just stay stable on the back of the ribs when you're moving through your exercises. The more that unhinged bone can stay flat, the more you work the other areas of the upper arm, which are your deltoids, your bicep, your tricep, as well as your chest, your pec muscles, and the muscles of the back, the rhomboids. Give me 3 more. And 2. So big punches like this are great. Last one, hold it right there for me as the arm goes up. You can play with bending the elbow back. There's a little tricep, and then pressing right back up. So even an exercise like this in Pilates is so much better than doing a hip hinge and just winging your arms back with your shoulder blades rolling forward. That does nothing for the body, and it's not going to build any type of inherent strength for your client. Instead, dial in onto the levers of where joints connect and muscles kick in. Give me 3 more. Can you feel that?
Yes.
Final 2. And then one more time, do those little pulses to the sky. So press it up and give me a little pulse. So you bend and press, press, press. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. And then soften your face. It's not that bad. Awesome job. So these little exercises right here are perfect for where we're going. I just want to show you how much more extension will get in the chest from doing this. So flip around onto your belly. When we're doing back bends, we can use our arms overhead or our arms back, but it's going to recruit different muscles. For right now, this is perfect. Keep your hands next to your waist. Draw your legs a little closer together for me and breathe. Untuck the feet, keep that. So we've got the length through the spine. Bring your forehead to the ground. And when the forehead goes down, instead of lifting and using his traps, which is what most people do in back bends, I want him to think squeezing in from that serratus like we were doing. Yes, keep that. And now lift your arms as high as you can. Oh, so much different. Then lift your head. So come on up and then lift your head as well. Look at that. That is what we want when we're doing back bends. We want this clean line. We don't want all of this scrunchy shit next to the ears. We want to kick in the anatomy to support the extension to the spine. Do that a couple more times. It's beautiful. Can you feel those muscles in your back really contracting?
Yes, I can.
They look amazing. Last 2. Perfect. One more time. Give me that squeeze, and now lift your legs on this last one, and you've got a full back bend. I can see all the muscles to his back being supported by his arm in the right position, and then let it go really slow.